All right. New part. We are going to sketch on the right plane, correct? I'm going to go ahead and make a circle. First circle was what? Diameter of 6. All right, I'm going to hit Control 7 while I'm in the sketch. That's fine. Exit sketch, features, extrude. And the length of the cylinder is 16. Okay? I guess it doesn't matter which way I take it. Yeah. Can y'all see my screen or no? Yeah, leave and rejoin. Man. Okay, here we go. 16. I'll hit the check mark. All right. So from here, I want to try and create the cylinder that's going up and down. Okay? So this one that's kind of going, it's not in the middle. We have to look at this view over here to see where it kind of goes, but let's see what happens. The problem that I have is I don't have a plane up here because this is a cylinder. The top plane is going through the middle, though, which is good. So I can sketch a circle on the top plane and then extrude it up and down in order to get that cylinder. So here's how I'll do that. I'll click Sketch, and then I want to click Top Plane. So if you click Sketch without having it already selected, like you can select it first and then click Sketch, and then you're, I think, sketching on the top plane. But if you do like I just did a second ago, and you just click Sketch, this menu kind of disappears, and it's looking for you to click on a plane. You can expand this menu right here and click Top Plane. Now I'm sketching on the top plane. Anyway, all right, let's look at the top view like that. So the top plane is going through the middle of this cylinder, which is great. I'm going to use a center line and draw a center line using my origin here all the way across, 16. And along that line is a circle somewhere. It's not at the midpoint, though, so don't put it at the midpoint. There's a circle. That's how big. Let's look at the top view. Yeah, it says 2x diameter 5. That means it happens on the top and the bottom. So let's set a smart dimension for this circle. Set it to 5. No. Yeah. So now that I've got the size of the circle set, I need to locate it because right now it's a long, I can move it left and right, and I don't want to be able to move it. I need to set its location. So there's a dimension on the paper that says from the center to the edge is how far? 10.5. So when it's set, notice how it turned black. So when you're sketching something and it's black, that means it's fully defined. If it's blue, that means it's not defined fully yet. All right. So what I'm going to do is hit Control 7 just so you can see where I drew that. I drew that on the top plane, which is running right through the middle of this cylinder. So I'm going to go to Exit Sketch, Features, Extrude Boss Base, and it's going to be extruding up. Right? I can change it to go down, too. I can do both ways. I got to change blind right here to mid-plane. That'll allow it to go up and down a value of 16. Is that value correct? 16? 14 based on the side view. So I'm going to change that to 14. It takes 14 and divides it by 2, so it goes up 7, down 7. Check mark that, and now I've got those two cylinders. All right? Not exactly. So on the back left, let me pull this up in Teams just so I can... Oh, I don't have it open in Teams. Shoot. Ah, shoot. That's not good. Hang on. 1 second here. Just got to log in. Okay. So in the back left, it's just a box. basically that it runs from the quadrants of the circle. So it lines exactly up with the circle, and it has a width right here of 1.5, or a extrude of 1.5. So what I need to do is draw a sketch on this back circle right here. So I'm sketching on this back. I'm going to go ahead and make that view normal too. Rotate this around by holding Alt if you need to. I just wanted to get that where the cylinder is going up and down there. And then I think we can use the center rectangle tool. Start here. Let's see, I might be a liar. It should kind of snap to it. I might have to hover over. Yeah. Okay. So let me do that one more time. What you have to do is center rectangle, click here. You got to hover your mouse over this quadrant for a second, and then hover your mouse over this quadrant for a second, kind of like it does in AutoCAD, and then it should kind of snap and allow you to put the square in right there. So I'm just drawing a square that's the exact same size as the circle right there. Exit sketch, Control 7, and I'm going to go to Features, Extrude, and I'm going to extrude it back how far? 1.5. Okay? And now I've got that little guy in the back. Now for the hard part. The hard part is this little piece right here. All right, it happens on both sides. You've got this going on this side, and it also happens on the right-hand side. I've got dimensions for it. The problem is there's a little gap right there between the box that I already have. So I need to figure out, see how there's a little gap right here? I need to figure out how big that gap is. Okay? How can I determine that? If the whole cylinder is 16, and this is 5.5, and this is 10, 16 minus 5.5 minus 10 is 0.5. So that means there's a little space right here of 0.5. From this face up is 0.5. So I know you did this on the 3D car a couple times, I think, but we haven't really done it on these yet. Reference geometry up top, and I'm going to click plane because I need a plane that's a half of an inch away from this one. I don't have a plane there right now, so I can't draw on it. So I'm going to hit reference geometry, plane, and I'm going to click on this surface. You can click anywhere, it doesn't matter which corner, but you want to make sure you click on the face. What that does is it takes that plane, let me zoom in, and it offsets it over here. So there's a little thing called offset distance. If I set this to like 5, it takes that plane and it offsets it by a value of 5 to make a new plane. So I'm going to set this to 0.5 and hit the check mark. And all that does is makes a new plane. You can make it bigger if you need to, just so you can see it. You don't have to, but now I have plane 1, which is, does that make sense? A half of an inch away from that face that we already had. So now I'm going to click on plane 1, click sketch, go to sketch. So now I'm sketching on plane 1. I'm going to change my view to here. And basically what I'm going to try and do is draw this little shape right here. I'm going to put this on half my screen for a second because, oh boy, I need to be able to see. All right. What in the world? Okay. So I already know I'm drawing on the right plane, so I'm all good there. I'm just going to try and kind of sketch this out. So from here, it comes down a little bit. Then it comes over a little bit. Then it comes... I'm going to add the measurements after. I know it comes down further than... Actually, it lines up with the box, it looks like. Well, that's not true, is it? Oh well, I'll just put it here. Hopefully I'll be able to work it out. And then it comes up to this point and then over to there. Did I make a little line right there? I hope so. Okay, let's start adding some dimensions. I know that this is 2.25. Scroll down on this. I know that I could just make a midpoint line or a center line in the middle. And then do a dimension from here to here, which should be what? Yep, half of 10 is 5. If this is from here to here, or from there to there is 7, what's half of 7? So that means this line right here should be 3.5. This little one right here. Because if from this point to this point is 7, I'm only doing half of that. So 3.5 is there to there. Okay? This little one right here, which you can barely see, is 0.5 right here based off of this measurement on this side. So it's 0.5. 0.5. Let's see. Am I missing anything? Does that look correct? That's 5. That's 3.5. Can anything move or slide around? I'm just trying to make sure I've got everything dimensioned. That's kind of tricky to look at, huh? Does that seem confusing? Yeah, if you want to hide the green things are the relationships. That's what makes this horizontal or this line stay vertical. You can click on this little eyeball right here and go to view sketch relations and it gets rid of them. It's still kind of hard to see, but I don't know. I like them on. I know it's kind of annoying. Actually, I am missing, I've got to be missing something. Actually, no, it comes from the bottom of the circle over 3.5, and then it comes down 0.5. Then this line right here is set by the 5, which is half of 10, so that's okay. And then it comes up 2.25, and then it goes over until it comes to the quadrant of the circle, and then that line just comes straight down. So that's all right. I have to do the same thing on the other side, though, too. Actually, all right. Jeez, I could just mirror it, but the problem that I have is it's not closed right now. It's kind of an open diagram. So I need to draw a line here to here, and then here to here to close it. Now, it's actually a closed polygon. Let's exit sketch and see if I can actually extrude it. The center line doesn't get extruded. As long as you, like, if I go in here, actually I drew over the center line. So yeah, I am, technically. But if I just draw a center line like this, and I just have it floating out here, and you go to extrude it, it ignores that center line. No. No, that's why I had to create, I created two lines. See, the center line is underneath it. If I delete this line, the center line is underneath. If I just left it like that, it wouldn't work. I had to create 2 lines going there and there. Okay? Anyway, how far does this get extruded? 10. And I'm going to have my nice little gap right there, so that's good. This is 10. Hit the check mark. And I did one side. I can mirror it. Hopefully I have a plane going right in the middle. So see this front plane, how it's going right in the middle of my object? That's really good. Because what I'm going to do is take this boss extrude, and I'm going to click under features. Where's mirror? Right here. I'm going to click mirror. I can mirror that feature based on a plane. So the plane that I'm going to select is going to be that one that goes right through the middle, which is the front plane. And what it does is it takes boss extrude 4, and it's going to mirror it about the front plane so that it goes on the other side. And then I hit the check mark there, and that's done. Well, almost done, right? That part makes sense? Yep, all I got left is that tiny little hole right there. I don't know. Great question. I don't know the answer. How big is this? Yep. And, oh, not boss extrude. I want to do cut. extrude cut through all, hit the check, and it should go all the way through. Should look something like that. All right, here's how we're going to check this. On the upper left corner of your worksheet, it says material is PET. So we're going to right click on part 2 up at the top. Once you're done, you're going to go to material, edit material. Under plastics, there's a material called PET somewhere. I know my alphabet, I swear. A, B, C, PET. We're going to hit apply and then close. That basically made it so the density of the object is made out of plastic. It's kind of like a way of simulating things. I'm going to go to evaluate and click mass properties. And mass, if yours is right, should say 40.27 right there. So if you want to make sure you did it right, 40.27 should be your mass after you set the material to PET, like I just did. Does that make sense? And then I would save it and add it to the title block like we've been doing for the last 2. Any questions? Woo, that's a rough one. All right.